Hi there. This is Rob, and this is the 2-minute overnight overview for Thursday. It was a quiet day of market action on Wednesday, and as often happens on these quiet days, especially during a congestive period, very little arose suggesting a strong directional overnight edge. The Edge Finder posted a blank, so let's take a quick look at the odds sheet. Odds on Wednesday looked pretty flat across the board. ES showed a moderate inclination to gap up based on price action, near break-even odds on internals, and mixed but near break-even for seasonality, all of which averaged out to a level that said the edge was not strong enough to trade. You'll note that NQ gave odds that were borderline bearish in the averages column, with no other futures or ETFs confirming, and no studies confirming either. This was not appealing. Also, if you look at the weighted averages for NQ, you'll note that they were actually slightly positive. So Wednesday night was just another night to stand aside. Let's take a look and see how it worked out. Despite the break-even odds, the market put in a strong overnight session. There was a good move up following Europe's open, and despite volatility in the pre-market, ES gapped up a little over 0.5%. Since the open, it has shot even higher. Let's take a look at the daily chart and consider a setup that may have implications for tonight. After not making a new high for several days, the market has put in a strong move this morning. I looked at other times the market had gone at least 5 days without making a 10-day intraday high, and then gapped up above the high of the last 2 days, made a 10-day intraday high, and closed above the open. For this study to trigger this afternoon, ES would simply need to close above its opening price. Looking back to 2000, there have been 45 times this setup has occurred. Only 12 of them were followed by a gap up the next day. 33 of them gapped down, and the down gaps on average were larger than the up gaps. These are all pretty compelling numbers. So let's take a peek at the profit curve and see how it's played out over time. There have certainly been periods of chop, but overall the slope is down. This curve appears to serve as confirmation of the downside edge. Of course, before making any final determinations, I'll be looking at both the Edge Finder and the odds sheet.